Hello, future grammar nerds. A little bit more about commas. So, commas when you're writing the date. And no, I'm not talking about like a date with a boy or a girl. Could be. But just when you're writing the date in your papers. So the first way that you can write it is, I would call it like the old school way. That's what I usually do. I would say the meeting was on, and then I give the specific date. I can say Thursday. I can say June 7th. And I can say the year if I want. And I'll end there. So it's pretty much like a list of things. So the meeting was on Thursday, the day. June 7th is also the day. And then the year, so separate chunks. Now you can also write it without commas if you write the date in a different way. So we could say, for example, the meeting was on, now if I put the day before, 7th June, don't forget your capital letters for months and days of the week, always. So it was on 7th of June 2020. Okay, so in this case, if you just want to put the date before, then you don't actually need a comma after. So one more example at the very beginning of a sentence. Let's try this one. July 1st, 1867 is an important date, at least for Canadian history. So where would you put commas there? Are you going to put a comma between July and 1? No. Are you going to put a comma after that? Yes, because it's written the traditional way, not flipped around. Are you going to put a comma after this? Yes, you are. So all the sections again, you put a comma even after the last part of the date before you continue on with your sentence. All right, that's all for now. Later, grammar nerds. One more thing about writing the date. So for example, when you're handing in a paper and you want to write the date on it, for example, you might write October 14th, 2020. So you know that you will not put a comma in between these two. They go together, but you'll put a comma after. So a lot of people, since we would say October 14th, it's natural to want to write 14th. But just when it comes to writing the date, you don't actually put this. So if you went in a running race and you came in 14th, you can say, yay! I would be very proud myself, but you know, even if that was like the last of 14 people, I would say, I came in, you know, 14th. Honestly, in this case, I think you could even write it as a word. So generally, you can write something out as a word generally, as long as it's not going to be excessively long. So if it's a very large number that requires many, many words, then you should just write it in the numerals. But otherwise, you can write it out. But when it comes to the date, you're not going to write it out. So you're not going to write October 14th in general. With the date, the convention is that you are going to use the numerals for that, right? So I came in 14th. Here you say October 14th, but you don't write the TH, all right? That's all. Later, grammar nerds. More clear, eh? Yeah.